It's fun. It's I flew in last night and we got here at like about 2:30, 3 o'clock. Yeah, it was awesome. So we landed at like 11:50 or something, and then we're driving back. And whenever I'm in a moving vehicle of any kind, I activate my mutant ability, which is sleeping. And so I fell asleep rather quickly, and then woke up, and it was 3, and we were here. There was a blizzard and fog, and apparently accidents and car wrecks and cannibalism. There was a lot. There was a lot going on. I'm like, this is Flagstaff, all right. And then I was like, man, I should have brought my furry costume because it would have been totally warm. Because I was coming from LA and it was like I was in shorts and I was ready to rock. And then I get in the car and it's like, oh, that's why we check the weather. And usually I'm pretty good about that. I'll check the weather and I know what's happening, and okay, boom, let's plan accordingly. Okay, we're gonna rock out with our socks out and we're gonna dress warmly. But I didn't do that this time. That's all I have to say about that. But thank you for being here. You hopefully have seen some anime, and if you have seen shows like Oran High School Host Club, in which I worked This is awesome. I had a great time doing that, even though I don't think brother on brother is legal anywhere in the world, but that show, I guess. Alan and D. Grayman. Yeah, you guys look awesome.
Thank you.
I had a little crosslet. I never get to see, Crowley. Crory. But they based it on Crowley. And then also Death the Kid and Soul Eater is a lot of fun. And Natsu and Fairy Tale, and Ling and Full Metal, and all that. Now with Fairy Tale, I was just recording some earlier this week because, as you know, we got another season of it, another 26 episodes. We're this close. If we get to 100 episodes, or 96 episodes and the movie, I'm getting Natsu's tattoo. And so it'll be my first tattoo. I've never had one, and we're gonna get a camera crew. We're gonna go and we're gonna go investigate what that's all about, and I'm gonna get a tattoo. And I was like, well, can I show up with some liquid courage in me? And they're like, no, it thins the blood. You can't do that. No. So I'm just gonna have to eat a lot of dark chocolate Pocky to get the endorphins going. But no, we're having a great time recording a lot of shows, and Aria just came out in Control, and then Blood Sea was announced, and so I get to be in all of those and reprising in a way Watanuki in Blood Sea, so it should be a lot of fun. Video game wise, what can I talk about? Oh, World of Warcraft, Mist of Pandaria, yeah. I'm in that. I'm in, there's so many games that I can't talk about. But let's see. Well, I mean, hell, it comes out. So, you guys gonna play Black Ops 2? Right? Okay, play that game. Let's see. What else? There's some other games that I can't really talk about that I will talk about I'll go to the future and say hi to myself, and then you get the future me to come back and say something else. But I'm really excited about Black Ops 2 because, not that I have a whole lot of time to play video games, but I do love zombie mode in that game. And the thing that I really don't like about Black Ops 1 is the fact that you can't save any of your zombie progress. Like any zombie killing, all that kind of stuff. Because maybe zombies helped program it and it hurts them to see I've killed so many of their brethren. I don't know. But, I mean, when you're playing a zombie game and it's like you're in it 5.5 hours of blood, sweat, and tears, you want some record of that. So I was like, I have some footage of me, taking pictures of the screen when we got to like level 37 or whatever. Because you can't pause it, for those of you that don't play multiplayer. You cannot pause this game. So when you're playing it, you're in it. I don't care if someone's breaking into your house. You say, hey, leave this set up until you've ransacked the rest of the house, but I need to finish this game. And I have footage of me killing George, and for those of you that play, you know what that means. There's like this big, George Romero is like this big monster in one of the levels, and he's incredibly difficult to kill. And I was able to kill him, and I set up my little camera, and I like shot the screen and stuff, and I posted it. I was so excited. I was like a proud papa. And so I get to do that, but I don't get to play a lot of video games because I'm traveling and I'm trying to keep up with Team Haberkorn and doing stuff with that and planning stuff for that, And there's a lot of stuff going on, and I do audiobooks also, and then producing on-camera stuff and being in on-camera stuff. So I don't get a whole lot of time, but I will be making time for this game. And like I'm arranging it with my friends that are out of state because we team up and we train, and we gotta get ready to, because these zombies, they're not kidding around. I mean, they want flesh. That's all they want. You can't distract them with food and with the little sodas where you push the marble down and it fizzes up. They don't care. They want brains. And so I can't wait to play that. I tried to get a Wii U, reserve a Wii U, because I avoided it for the longest time. I'm like, Wii U, boo! Nintendo, no. You release a lot of bad games on the Wii. But there are some good games out there, like near the end of its life. You know, like oh, here's this gem, Skyward Sword. I know you're on your last leg, Wii, but here you go. And so, but it's nationwide. You cannot pre-order it. It's like sold out. And so, Warky gave me a good tip and to go hit up the Walmarts and the Targets and like get in there and because people don't expect it. See, when the iPhone 4S came out, everyone's going to Best Buy. Everyone's going to Apple. And I was frustrated because I was going to all these journeys to try to find this phone. And I'm like, I passed by a Walmart, and I'm like, hey, you know what? And I called them up and they go, we've got plenty. When everyone else was sold out, they go, no one knows we have this phone. And so I turned around and they opened the little area where they keep in the hidey hole, and there's like 36 iPhone 4S's, and it's like the big iPhone mama had babies, and it was like all the iPhone membrane was like they rip it off, and it's like steaming with fresh phones. And so I got one, and I got it before Vic. And so, picture of a lightsaber, and I go, guess what I'm taking this picture with? And so I got him to, and I think I got another one up on him because I have the 5 now, and I don't think he has the 5. But I'm in Australia for the 3rd time this year, and I just got back from London, and now I'm gonna go to Tokyo. I don't care. So, but yeah, I get to do a lot of fun stuff. Get to get a lot of fun technology, things like that. I'm gonna be recording my first album December 10th. So I gotta get ready for that. Like I actually have to learn how to write songs and play guitar at some point. No, it'll be fun. We'll see that. I Shine, Johnny Young Bosch's band, is gonna be producing it. So should be fun. I hope it's gonna be. I don't know what people are gonna think of it. We'll see. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on, and I try to sleep when I can. That's a fun hobby. Don't always get to do it. But when I do, I feel refreshed. And my body likes the sleep nutrients I give it. I changed, so when I change time zones all the time, it really throws off my sleep. So I'll change time zones like 3 or 4 times a week. And so sometimes I'm 3 hours ahead, sometimes I'm 3 hours behind, sometimes I'm 2 hours ahead. It's a lot of craziness. And so if you see me I look tired, and I look very close to like Ling because my eyes aren't fully open. So well, number one, it's because I'm Asian and I can like really close them. Like right now, you think they're closed, I can see everybody. But it's just because I'm sleeping. And I try, maybe I have like some sort of time zone sleep problem or something like that. But that's okay. I get to travel around and get in blizzards like on Hoth and stuff like that. That's what I thought it was. I thought we were on Hoth and we were going to like the Rebel base. And we were gonna, it's so funny. In episodes 1 through 3, you see how powerful the Force is, and then when Vader like walks in and the Millennium Falcon shoots out of the little Hoth carport or whatever, Vader's just like, there they go. In Force Unleashed, like Vader's apprentice is like, oh no, you don't, Star Destroyer, you are coming down, and he brings an entire Star Destroyer down, but Vader's like, I can't get that Millennium Falcon. Like, he's a Vader. He should have been like, whoop, do Vader style. And so he should have pulled it back in, but he didn't do it. And what kind of reports does he have to fill out when he goes back to the Death Star? It's like, did not get Millennium Falcon, checkbox, mail, date of birth, Like, he has to fill out all the police report because he didn't get it, and then what happens? But anyway, what do you? I want to do some. I'll take any questions if you guys have any, and I'm going to show you some stuff that I'm going to show you some stuff from my basement. That I work on in upcoming projects, and a little bit about the tribute video that I'm showing tomorrow that maybe you guys aren't aware of, and I'll show you a little bit about that. So if you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to. Yes.
You mentioned you get the tattoo. Where do you want to get it?
Well, I'm going to get it where Natsu has it, right on the old arm right there. But then I thought last night I had this really dangerous idea. I was like, wait a minute. If I get a tattoo, it's going to look lonely if I get one tattoo. So like, that's what I hear. They're like Pringles. You have two? What do you have?
I've got a flower design on my back, and right under it I have Africa's and Veritas.
Oh, very nice. Okay, you copied me. Okay, so I'm gonna get. No, I'm gonna get. So what I want to get is not just tattoo here. Then I want to get Death the Kid's skull. And I want to get something for Sergeant Frog. And then I want to get. Maybe that's all. I don't know. Maybe my ATM pin number somewhere, so I never forget. But there's a tricky thing about tattoo placement in size. Because it's very, very different thing if I get a little Death the Kid skull and it's like, you know, just a little itty bitty little thingy, or if I get it like here. Or if it's huge and I get it here. So then it's like, when I walk in, it's like, oh, serial killer. Or maybe what I can do is I can get on my back, I can get the skull, like the left half here, the right half here, and inside Death the Kid. And so I always have to walk around like this. And then when I do this, you see what's inside. It's Death the Kid, and you get gummies. So I don't know, it's good. Right now it's just one tattoo. I have to be careful because when I do on-camera stuff, on-camera acting, that's really unattractive because they're like, oh, now we got to cover that up or something like that. And so what I like to do with casting directors is I like to get some good dirt on them and then blackmail them. So then they have to deal with my tattoos. But anyway, another, yes?
What is your favorite Italy moment?
My favorite Italy moment is, oh, when we're the little cats from the second, I guess the third, fourth, there's like 7 or 10 seasons of the show. Like one of the seasons where we're not like little chibi countries anymore, we're like the little cats. Because I'm not a cat man for the most part. I'm a dog man, but I do enjoy felines from time to time. And I really like fat cats. Like my friend has an 18-pound cat. And they're like, oh, we put her on a diet. Her name is TC. She's fat, mean, ungrateful cat. Yeah, what's new? It's a cat. And so the cat was on a diet and it lost. They're like, oh no, she lost like, 0.6 ounces. That's a lot. And I'm like, what? That's not a lot. You never see a commercial where it's like, I lost 4 ounces on Jenny Craig. No, they don't do that. But if you think about it and you compare it to a cat's size, I guess 0.6 ounces is like, I guess a lot for a cat. I mean, it still looks fat to me. Maybe that's what. Maybe I hurt its feelings because it came up to me and it was kind of like, it's like, look, I've lost some. And I'm like, I don't. You're still fat. And like this cat goes up to my friend and he's sleeping at night, and the cat can throw up anywhere, anywhere at once. How cool is that? We live in America and you have freedom to throw up anywhere you want. The cat jumps up onto his chest. And he's sleeping, and he barely hears the and then right there, shoots up. Cat stew for lunch. But no, he does that a lot, or she does that a lot, or she'll throw up in his shoes, or his office chair, his stuff specifically. They need a Dr. Phil session. I feel like. Because that's not, the cat can throw up anywhere. It's like, where is my friend's stuff? Where can I throw up on his? And the cat always does that thing where it's like, when the door opens, it's like, oh, what is out there? Maybe I need to figure it out. It's watching the door and it wants to go outside. But cats, they want to go outside, but it's never groovy. They're scared. They're institutionalized inside. When they go outside, they don't know what to do with that freedom. And so this cat, sometimes when it goes outside, it basically just sits there and does the same thing it does inside, outside. But I don't know. I mean, cats, who knows what's going on in their head? I mean, who knows if they're smarter than dogs, or dogs are smarter, or dolphins are smarter than everything, and they're going to take over the world. I don't know. But cats just seem to, they're very, very selfish animals. It would seem that the cats are a lot like your stereotypical actor. You know, we're very selfish and the reason we're that way a lot of times is because when we're creating characters and stuff, we have to think about, like, what is my objective in the scene? What is my motivation? What am I trying to get from this scene? You know, and it's very like, you know, we run our own business, so we get like in this selfish mindset, and I try to get away from that by, you know, bringing my joy inside of me to killing zombies and sharing the joy to them. But speaking of zombies, I just had an epiphany about a zombie apocalypse. So a lot of times people are like, what would you do in a zombie apocalypse? And the first thing I say is like, Walmart. You go to Walmart, you shut the doors, you've got your entertainment, you've got your food, you've got some furniture to sit and sleep on, you've got as many towels as you want, you've got as many, what else do you? You got some weapons, but they have the locks on them. But you've got a lot of weapons there that you can use. Like, you know, you take, you know, here's a weapon for you, you're welcome. You take some Febreze, you put a lighter under it, boom, you've got a flamethrower. Got a lot of options, but here's the thing, here's the problem with going to Walmart. Number one, everyone's gonna wanna go to Walmart because they already do anyway. That's the problem. Even in dead form, their instinct is gonna be to take them to Walmart. So it's like a hub for you might as well ring the bell and say, zombies, the food, come get it, it's me. And so I thought, no. Zombie is merely a stopping point. Walmart, you just go there, get some, you know, steal a couple carts, because you've stolen carts anyway. I see it in your eyes. You load up the carts and you go to a marina and you get the biggest yacht you can, and you load up and you go out in the middle of the water, and then you laugh at the zombies because they can't swim. It's like they're playing an eternal game of Grand Theft Auto, like the early ones where you couldn't really swim in the water, that version of it. It's so funny. You can do anything in the world. In Grand Theft Auto, you can jump off of a 20-story building and just get a little scratch on your knee. But, get in that water, you're dead. But anyway, somebody had a yes, Conda.
I'm wondering what it was like in D. Gray Man playing both Alan and the Millennium Earl.
Oh yeah. So I got to direct D. Gray Man, and that was a lot of fun. And I was Alan, and also for a season I was Millennium Earl, because our original Millennium Earl, who plays Lavi in Millennium Earl, he got into a car accident, and so he couldn't walk really. Like, he wasn't allowed to stand or anything. Like, he was on his little Vespa scooter, and this old lady was like, "I don't care, I'm old," boom, and like hit him and like really messed him up. But we had deadlines, and so we got Chris Patton to come in and be Lavi, and then I was the Millennium Earl, and then I also get to do it for the trailer, which was a lot of fun. But being both was great because they're so different, the voices, and so it was fun to play in a scene with myself. And so with Alan, we recorded it twice, because Alan, everyone's like, no, Alan's supposed to have an accent. He's supposed to have a British accent. Why? Ooh, Haberkorn, when the zombies come, I'm gonna feed him to you. And so we recorded, I just want to let you know for the record, we recorded the first episode twice. Once with an American accent, which is what it is now, and once with a British accent. Well, the producer, who was Zorro and Vegeta, Chris Sabat, is like, I don't think he should have an accent. I'm like, oh, Vegeta, don't hurt me. And so he said that the accent made Alan seem a little bit less likable. And so we went with a standard American accent. But also, you gotta think about it. If you're gonna be true to the accents, then that means Miranda has to speak German, for example. And I don't really have time to teach Colleen all her lines in German. That's just not in my, I looked at my schedule like, oh, I don't have time for that. Okay, I've got to make room for the zombie apocalypse. And so, but it was a lot of fun doing that show, and I wish we could have more. And I keep hearing little inklings that we might have more D. Gray Men, but who knows? I don't know. I'm hoping. Best thing you guys can do is, if you, like, for any show that you want. A lot of times, for like D. Gray Man and, for example, Sergeant Frog. How many people have seen Sergeant Frog? Yeah? I mean, raise your hand. Oh, please, raise your hand if you've seen Sergeant Frog. How many people bought Sergeant Frog? That's why we don't have any more Sergeant Frog. mean, it's not rocket science. I mean, it is what it is. It's like, you know, hey, I wanna go and see X-Men 1. Oh, I love that movie. A lot of people go see it. What do? They make X-Men 2. When they go see movies like White Chicks with the Wayans brothers, nobody saw that movie. So did they make a sequel? No. Yeah, I know. I thought you guys saw that movie. That's why I brought it up. But that's the thing is like, that's the language these businesses speak, and that's all businesses speak that language. And I mean, it's not a mean thing. It's kind of the way it is. It's like when you're watching the Nature Channel, and it's like, the wolf is approaching the baby cubs. The mother has left the nest. This is the opportunity for the wolf to feed its young. It's like, oh my God, the wolf is killing the chicken and the thing, and it's taking the farmer and killing it and dragging it to its babies. The wolf's got to eat. That's what it's got to do. So it's just like the company. I mean, the companies, they have to, you got to talk to them in their language called legal tender. You got to make it rain fiscally. And so it's just like D. Gray Man. I mean, if you want to do more D. Gray Man, you got to get it. And so, but there are times when this doesn't work out. For example, like X-Men 3. I really don't like that movie. I think it's a bad movie. I think it's poorly done. It's so bad. It's just. So what's happening? Why is Professor X yelling at Wolverine? He's never been a hothead like that. And there's just a lot of stuff that goes on in the movie that I didn't like. But I saw it in theaters, but Hollywood doesn't care. They're like, Haberkorn must like this movie because he bought a ticket. No, I just wanted to see how bad it would be. But they don't care about that. They're like, you paid money to go see it, you must like it, and boom. Now they're making more X-Men movies, which is good because Brett Ratner's, I don't like him as a director. But, so it's that kind of thing. It's that same thing. So everyone's like, you know, it's great when people get together and they have a big D. Gray Man watching party where it's like they buy one copy and then 40 people come over and watch it. That's awesome. That's great. But it doesn't communicate anything to the company because they're not seeing you watch all this together. They're just seeing, oh, we sold one copy. Great.
We gotta buy D. Gray Man.
You know what I mean? So, anywho.
40 copies.
Yes.
How would you deal with Excalibur in real life?
How would I deal with Excalibur in real life? Well, that's a tricky situation because, you know, you want to get annoyed with him, but then you're like, well, he's tiny, and he's clearly been in some sort of accident and disfigured, and he's albino, and that's hard. He's got a good voice, but he is abusive with that cane. I think the best thing to do is deal with him like I deal with my grandma. You know, you talk to him once a year, you wish him well, and then you just go about your business. You know, that got really dark for the grandmas in here. I apologize. My grandma and I, we talk more than once a year, but you know, she's like Excalibur. She sings really loudly, and it's like, why? Nobody's asking you to sing. We're in a library. So, yes.
What's your favorite line or a line that you remember as Watanuki?
My favorite line from Holic. Anytime that I am yelling at Domaki. So can we just encapsulate in that? But my favorite arc, I guess, is anytime the pipe fox comes along, because that pipe fox is groovy. And you know, how many times do you get to work with a creature that likes fried tofu? And that's kind of cool. Holic was a cool show. That was a show when the first time I had lost my voice was on that show, and I'd never lost my voice before because I hadn't done a whole lot of voiceover before Suzuka and things like that. And when Holic came along, it was a lot of recording, a lot of yelling, a lot of like down here sad crying, and then up here craziness, and everything in between, then angry, and then lustful, and then loving, and then upset, and then and so I lost my voice and I got scared because I didn't feel sick. I just couldn't talk. And so I got really frightened, and I'm like, oh great, here we go, career's done. I'm gonna have to open up an Asian dry cleaner / donut shop. And I can say that because I'm Asian. Isn't it great how donut shops just are so cocky, they don't feel like they need any advertising? They don't even come up with names, it's just donuts. Oh, well, that's where we get donuts. Like, they don't care. They're like, you're gonna come in here, we got the goods. We don't even need to come up with a clever name. BJ's Brew House, ha! No, Arby's, no, donuts. That's like driving past a store and it says, close. It's like, it just tells you exactly, and tons of people love to go there. But yeah, nails. Like nails. Only Kitty. What are we gonna name it? Kitty. I got a new car. I'm gonna name it Car. It's like it's a weird. I guess it works. I don't know. If I have a kid one day and it's a girl, I'm just gonna name it Girl. Because there are guys named Guy. There are guys named Guy. Oh, how lazy. Okay. Anyway, yes.
Out of all the characters that you voiced, who would you want to be the most, and who would you never want to be?
I would want to be. Oh yeah, Naru, because he's a fire wizard, and that's awesome. I would not want to be. Well, let me think about this. I would not want to be. I think Apos from Rin, because he's got. For those who, I'm not spoiling anything. If you haven't seen the show, you're not going to see it. It's been out for a couple of years. You're not going to see it. He has both boy and girl parts, and that's just would be confusing, I think. Because like, what do you wear? It's like, well, the girl in me really wants to wear, but the guy in me thinks today is a Doc Martens day. I don't know, you know? So, I don't know. And if I, that's a good question. Let's see, who would I not want to be? I played this giraffe in School Rumble. Piotr the giraffe. I wouldn't want to be him. Because he was like really sad all the time. Also, he's a giraffe. It's like, it makes it really hard to car shop. Really difficult to go eat at restaurants without being stared at. And I'd be naked all the time. And in this weather, uncomfortable. That's it, yes.
Okay. First, in response to your girl comment, maybe your girl, we have a family friend who's not all that bright, and the hospital, said that she had a female daughter, and she thought that the hospital had named her daughter Famale.
Famale, well, that would be a very unique name, yes.
So her daughter's now named Famale, and has been that way since she was born.
That's like in Expendables 2, Van Damme is the bad guy in that, and his name is Valan. And when you look in the credits, it's villain. Like, what? It's like, we need a name for Van Damme's character. We don't start shooting the movie for another year. Let's, Valan! There we go. It's, what? Anyway.
What is your favorite part or line from Bacana?
Let's see. Favorite part or line from Bacano would be, I like the beginning I like when we get shot up in the library. And then we just get up and like, hey, we dusted off and we it ain't no thing. And what does that tell you? Libraries are dangerous. Don't go. Don't go. Yeah, it sounds like fun. Oh, all these books I can read? How many books are you really gonna read? No, I'm kidding, reading's good. I love going to the library. It is kind of the nerdy part of me. I do like going in there like, I could check out any one of these books. They have comics and DVDs and CDs and computers. It's pretty groovy. Library is a lot of fun. A lot of craziness happening. Have you ever seen The Page Master? Hello. Okay. Let's see. Yes.
If you could spend a day with any of your characters, who would it be?
Probably Keroro, because I just want to see what a frog of that size would look like in like, is he slimy? That would be weird. That would just be strange, I think. And also, like, he has huge eyes, so like, does he have to blink all the time, or does he just let them dry out, or I don't know. So I'd like to ask him all of these things. Like, a lot of people are like, I would have dinner with Jesus. I would eat with Elvis. Me, an alien frog. Yes. I would love to get any show that we've done. I would love to continue. She asked if we could continue Ghost Hunt. I would love to. Every show is a real is awesome to work on. And so hey, anytime I can hop in the booth and play around and work is good stuff. It's awesome. Yes, with the camera.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I was just wondering what your favorite line was when playing Alan Walker.
Ooh, my favorite line is when we're were wrapped up in the plants, Lavi and I.
Uh-huh.
I was like, just tell them you love them! That was fun.
Yeah.
And then I like Lavi's cone. He's like, oh, big hammer, little hammer, grow, grow, grow! Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Purple hair.
First of all, I love your work. And
Thank you.
What is your favorite show?
Like, of anything? Anything? Like All in the Family or something like that? Is that what you're
No,
doing?
like the ones you played in.
Oh, the ones I've played in. I like them. You know, they all have their own charm. They all do, because, you know, you work on them for so long. Gosh, a favorite. I mean, Fairy Tale's awesome. I really like Fairy Tale. The battles are so cool in that show. It's really cool. If you haven't seen Fairy Tale, you got to check it out. I mean, the battles are all different. The villains are all very, very interesting, and their powers are cool. Like, you know, you fight a steel dragon, and you know, I fight ice monsters. I mean, it's really cool. You should check it out. That's my favorite, I think. Yes, ma'am, in the green.
You say pasta is Italy? I love that line.
Ah, yes, it is time for lunch. It's time for pasta. Let's see, yes.
Who do you like better, Romano or Germany?
Me. Let's see. Yes.
Out of everyone that you've worked with, who would you want to work with again, and who would you despise ever hearing from again?
I never want to hear from my ex-wife again. No, I'm kidding. Let's see, we're friendly. Let's see, who would I want to work with again? Lance Henriksen was awesome. He's the guy from Aliens. He was a cyborg. He was the guy in
Pumpkinhead.
he's a Pumpkinhead. He was Wayland in Predator, like Predator versus Aliens. He's the guy, Wayland Corporation, or he's the dude. He's in a lot of video games and stuff. He's a cool dude because he's got a lot of great stories, and you can really tell he loves what he does. That would be cool. I would also love to work with. We did an event together, like Patrick Stewart and I did an event together, and he was really cool. Let's see, what else? All sorts of people. There's all sorts of people, you know. I'm looking forward to working with Kevin Conroy in January. Batman animated series. What? So, awesome. Yes.
What would you think if Germany worked Italy too hard?
If Germany worked Italy too hard, well, I'd get child protective services in there right away. Put good use to those government dollars and make them see the error. Make Germany see the error of his ways. Yes.
Aside from Italy, who is your favorite character in Italia and why?
My favorite character in Hitalia would have to be Chibi Italy. No. Chibi Rome. Wait, the little Holy Roman Empire, because I like Chris Kaysen, and like he's so funny when he does it. He's in love with the Chibi Italy and he doesn't know what to do. Like he is really cool. I like him. In the red.
What's your favorite line in Italia?
Oh. My favorite line in Italia. We are groa, not showa. Like from when Japan says that when they're in the hot tub. That's kind of funny. Yes, little one.
How would you react if you keep working with Brina Pensila?
Brina Pensalina?
Yeah.
Brina Palencia. She's a lot of fun. She's really smart and talented. Smart people kind of intimidate me. So I try to avoid them as much as possible. I'm kind of like the Joker. I just like to have henchmen around me that just are muscle and no brains. No, Brina's great. She's a lot of fun. She's very talented. It's always a pleasure to work with her, and can't wait till the next time. Yes, sir.
All right. Then most work in producing your own stuff. I'm actually going to be doing something similar for animating stuff. Do you have any advice?
Yeah. Okay. So as far as producing, advice for producing. You can never have enough money. When you think you've gotten your budget, plan about maybe 20 to 30% more for that is what you'll need, probably.
So 20 to 30% more, 0 should be.
Oh, then you're set. Yeah, there you go. Take care of the people, of every single person that comes to work with you, because you never know how helpful they could possibly be for your production, and also in turn, you're going to get to work on their productions because it's a give and take, and they could open you up to a lot of different types of productions that you weren't even aware of. Like and I've made a lot of longtime friends working with people that I've hired for productions. Like one guy that I'm working with, he's flying into LA this next weekend to work on an on-camera thing I'm producing. I've known him since our first movie together, like I worked on his first feature film like in 2005 or something like that, and we're still really good friends, and I was at his wedding, and he's a great guy. So I would say that. Also, take your time. Take your time. When you rush, you miss things. Obviously, I know that sounds tricky, but when you're in the heat of it and you're on the 11th or 12th hour of production for the day, take that time. You're going to regret it later because you're going to have to go back and get pickups, etc. There's a lot of little things that you'll pick up along the way. And if your budget is 0, don't lose your cool with people, because they're there because they believe in you and what you're producing. So you have to really take stock in that and really think about that, when you get frustrated with someone and get frustrated with people, because I've gotten frustrated with people that have worked with me, and luckily I was paying them so I could fire them. But there are times when, when we did this Manana Chronicles thing, which actually I'll talk about right now. We shot how many people are aware of tribute video stuff? Okay, how many people are not aware? You don't know what that is? Okay, cool. Tomorrow we're showing the final tribute video, and if you don't know what that is, then when you come, I'm going to show you everything. Show you how it started, why it started, all this kind of stuff. Basically, Vic and I went back and forth and made these movies. They got bigger and longer and more elaborate. Basically, one-upping each other and trying to best the other, I guess is the best way you could say it, in a friendly way. And so that's where the Todd Haberkorn action figure came from. That's where Todd of the Rings came from, CSI Manana, all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to show you a trailer for this latest movie that we produced earlier this year. We shot it over 9 days. We had a nice budget for it, but it was very, very difficult. We shot it over 9 days over the course of a couple months. It was hard. We coordinated, we had 17 crew members, 15 cast members, tons of locations, props, this and that. I mean, a lot of work went into this. I mean, it's a 40-minute movie. I mean, it's a lot of work. I'm going to show this trailer. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's a bad word in it. It begins with an S. So I'm just telling you. I'm just letting you know. Okay? Because there's some people that are like, when they hear, they're like, ah! And they Kool-Aid man it through the wall. I'm just letting you know, there's one bad word. There's one bad word. Okay, I'm going to show you the trailer. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed was here in my arms. Sorry. So this is the trailer for, oh my God.
Yeah.
So the tribute video, this is called the Manana Chronicles, and basically it's a movie about the struggles of Vic Mignogna's son as he tries to find himself in the world of voice acting. Within this movie, we have it's a fantasy film in a way, and I put commercials in it, like little commercials, to cut up the flow of the story. This is one of those commercials, and then afterwards is a trailer for it. So check it out. All right, go and play with your brother, little Greg. Tell him to lay off the soda. Get there. You ever love somebody so much that it almost seems like you can't stand to be around them because you might die from affection poisoning? Hi, I'm Todd Haberkorn, the inspiration behind several products, such as the Todd Haberkorn Haberspray Cologne, the Team Haberkorn sponsored Todd Haberkorn Unicorn Horn Corn Cob Holder, and also the new and improved Todd Haberkorn action figure. Anatomically correct.
Oh.
As many of you realize, Victor and I are swell friends in the convention circuit. But what people may not know is how much respect I have for him outside of his many, many, many convention appearances. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of Victor's work. If anyone has more copies of DVDs of shows he's been in than I do, I'd love to meet him. For example, some of my favorite titles he's ever done are Who's Hungry? He's done so much with his career. From being one of the first voice actors to work with the experimental phonograph in the 1800s to Dragon Ball Z. His roles are timeless. Some of my favorite roles he's done are... There's a lot. I text and call Victor all the time. In fact, why don't we call him right now? I'm coming for you. Do you hear me, you piece of shit? The bottom line is, Victor and I would play. We love. I'm gonna throw Victor's name in the hat for president of my heart.
Whoa.
He's also in the movie. He also stars in it. He's the voice of Father and the narrator in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. He's Dr. Gero in Dragon Ball. He's Hattori in Yu Yu Hakusho, or Fruits Basket. He's in Yu Yu Hakusho. There's me. I'm just doing our thing. Whoa. There we go. Oh. I'm kind of frustrated here because, like, we're running past how long we're supposed to be in this space by like 2 hours. That's the other thing. However long you think it's going to take for you to do your production, it's going to take longer. And so we're sitting here, I'm like, oh my God, we got to get this one shot because this is the only day we have in this space. And so I'm like, we got to do this. We've got to do this. The script, let's see, we're rehearsing our lines. Everybody's getting set up. Doing our thing. He's not working. Thinking, discussing, setting up our lights. Lighting takes forever. But if you want your production to look good, you get that lighting, you gotta get those camera movements down. Whoa. That's a cool shot. Let's see. Working hard. I'm a working man. So doing all that. Setting up this. It's very hard to star in your project and direct it and produce it at the same time. That is incredibly difficult, and I don't recommend it for anyone. The reason I do it is because I would like to step out of directing or pick one or the other. Either I'm gonna direct a movie or I'm gonna star in it. I don't wanna do both anymore, because the reason I do it is because I can get it done faster because I wrote the script too. Because I know what I wrote and I know how I see it in my head, and it's just easier just for me to direct it. But with working on production stuff, you have to trust the people that you have on board, that they're gonna, if you are communicating properly to them, that they're gonna deliver the product that you're happy with. So that's what I need to work on and get better at myself. Let's see, what else is going on? Derek, it's a fun shot. This is when we're about to go to hell. This is when I'm like, maybe we shouldn't go there. I'm about to eat this giant egg. This is in Sabat's studio. This is Chris Sabat's little awesome studio. Done a lot of recording and crying and yelling in here. Kent's dead. Let's see. Oh, he's alive. So that's another star in the movie. That's Kara Edwards. She played Kid Gohan. That's her thinking about playing that role. Rehearsing. Oh. Yay. Bad allergies day. Derek, what are you doing? No, we're not going to do that. But you're thinking about it. Coming down from a nap. Yes. No. We had to fix my hair a lot because it would get tangled up. I'm happy about my hair getting fixed. So anyway, but that's some of the fun stuff. When I'm not working on productions like that, Vic and I will be working on Star Trek Continues in January. StarTrekContinues.com. I am playing Mr. Spock. My makeup artist was the makeup artist for Buffy and Angel. It was a lot of fun. He's also did, the Marilyn Manson cover where Marilyn's like wearing like red hair and all white and looks like he's like a doll, like no parts or anything. He did that. He's very talented. This is filmed in Georgia, in Kingsland, Georgia. We have a 10,000 square foot facility that has all the original sets completely reconstructed to the specs of the original blueprints of the show. We have the writers for Voyager and Deep Space Nine writing our scripts. We've got a guest star from the original series who is reprising his role in our first episode. We've got Chris Doohan, who is James Doohan's son. James Doohan was the original Scotty. We've got his son playing our Scotty. And we've got Grant Imahara from Mythbusters, who is our Sulu. And so Chuck Huber is also involved as Dr. McCoy. And like I said, Vic is Captain Cook. And so we've, the costumes are all original spec, everything. I just got my boots made by the people that made boots for the original series. And it's a lot of fun stuff, a lot of cool stuff. Oh, the voice of our computer is going to be Marina Sirtis, who is Counselor Troy from Next Generation. So we got a lot of cool stuff going on. This is, talk about fan production. This is a fan production that we're doing. And that's not a wig, by the way, so I'm gonna have to cut my hair like that in January, back to my original Asian bowl haircut that I had when I was a kid. There we are, just hanging. Captain Kirk. And so this is my favorite shot. I really like it, because this is a recreation of the cover, of the TV Guide cover that they did like 40 years ago.
I have a copy.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
That's awesome.
We got it from our uncle.
So that's it. We tried to replicate it right there.
Yeah,
So.
it looks great.
Let's see, a little wallpaper. That's our ship that was designed, our Enterprise that's designed for the series.
Is that also your screensaver?
Yeah! My wallpaper, yeah. Little Spocko. Now, I'm gonna do something differently that I'm not gonna do here. Vic asked me to trim down for the role, and so right here, I think I look a little skinnier here. And it's because I altered my workout routine like 3 months before we shot. And so I'm like running a lot and I'm trying to eat right and all this kind of stuff. And then I get over here and I'm like, I look like a pencil neck. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm back to what I've been doing, which is like trying to, put on some poundage and all that kind of stuff. There's my wallpaper. There's me looking in my hidey hole. They said I can put whatever I want in there. They're like, what do you want in this little view thing? You go, let me get you some ideas. So there we go. So yeah, so we get to do that. What else do I have over here? What can I show you guys? But yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff that we get to work on. I'm sorry, but do you guys have any other questions before we? Yes, huh?
I want you to go like this and say, pasta.
Yes.
What was your favorite line in Oron High School Club?
My favorite line from Oron was, anything that didn't involve me trying to kiss or touch my brother. Golly. Man, that happened a lot. Yes.
What do you call fake spaghetti?
What do I call thick spaghetti? Fake spaghetti. What?
An impasta.
An impasta. Very nice. You made a little bit. I see what you did there. Real nice. An impasta. Let's see. With the glasses.
Okay, this doesn't have anything to do with anime. It's one of my nerd things. If you could be any character from The Walking Dead, who would you be?
Well, I know Glenn. We're with the same agency in LA, and like when I walked in, I was like, oh, man, you're here? Well, I'm not gonna get it. But if I could be anyone from Walking Dead, are you talking about the show or the comics?
Show.
Because the show's very different from the comics. I'm no fair weather fan. I've been with Walking Dead since issue 1. Issue 1, I've read every single issue, all 104, 5 issues, whatever. And I've stuck with them even through the dark times when there's nothing happening for like 3 issues. I still bought it. Because I support Walking Dead. That's what I'm talking about. I support stuff. Yeah, I know, guys, I know it's expensive. I know it costs money. But if you want to support things that you love, you gotta do it. Music, I love Dave Matthews Band. I buy their albums when they come out because I want to support them. I want to support Walking Dead. Who I would be from the show? I would be not T-Dog. Jeez. I would be. Gosh.
You were not like a boss though.
Yeah, that's true. Daryl's cool. I like Daryl. Daryl's like. At first I was like, oh man, and then I was like, yeah, Daryl's kind of. It's charming. I like Daryl. I think he's gonna hook up with Carol, by the way. I think Carol's gonna die. No, they haven't yet. They flirted a little bit.
No, but like, and I think it was the first episode when they were in the prison.
Yes. When they were on top of the bus?
Yeah.
They were let's call it a little innuendo. That's just like turning on, it's preheating. That's like, turn that oven up to 350. Got family style lasagna to bake. Let's see, a couple more questions, and then I'm gonna do something. With the pink CL.
Which character can you relate the most to?
Which character can I relate the most to? I would say probably Watanuki, because I like to cook, and I like to get angry and yell, and I like to see things that aren't there. Hold on one second, I gotta talk some business.
Business. Talking about some business.
Are you gonna ask me to do the line? We started recording.
Alrighty. Yes, colorful one with the Yoshi.
Would you work with Tim Burton and Johnny Depp?
That's like saying, hey, I found $1 million tax-free. Do you want it, or should I burn it? I was going to eat some of it. I would totally work with them. I would work with those guys for sure. I went to the Hollywood Max Factor Museum last week, and I was, I love that place. And they show Sweeney Todd and what. So I went down. I took a picture on my Facebook. If you see, there's a picture of me, or maybe it's on my Twitter. On Twitter, and at Todd Haberkorn. And so there's a picture of me in front of the Hannibal Lecter's cell, the original. They have the whole original Silence of the Lambs cell block down there, and one of them is the Sweeney Todd costumes and stuff. And I've not seen Sweeney Todd yet. Well, I've seen the ending now because that's what was playing. Like they played the whole movie, and I happened to catch it right in the last 4 minutes. I was like, I wonder if he dies at the end. Guess that answers that. I don't know. What's that?
Curiosity killed the cat.
Curiosity did kill the cat. That's who I want to be for Halloween. That's gonna be my costume. I'm gonna be Curiosity. I'm gonna have a whole row of cats. Dead cats. Let me write that down. Hold on. I need to go into my calendar. I need to start building that costume probably in September. So September 1st, 2013.
Does that mean you're going to be a sugar skull on the 1st of November?
What does that mean?
Day of the Dead.
Oh, Dia de los Muertos? No, I'm gonna stick with killing cats. Let's see. Okay, plan, Curiosity, costume, wear dead cats. That's gonna win some costume contests, I think. That's okay. Well, I mean, the cats are dead already. What are they gonna do with them? I'm just gonna get like a half dozen of dead cats, freeze them, and so as I wear them through the night, they'll de-thaw and they'll get nice and bright, and I throw them away. That's good. I love it. Last couple of questions. Oh, just to let you know while I'm thinking about it, we're doing autographs in here afterwards, and so everyone where you're at, what we'll do is we'll just if you want to stay for autographs, we'll just go row by row, and we'll go boop, sign, boop, 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 boop. So just letting you know, so you don't have to. You don't have to go zombie. Yes, sir. 2 things, and picture if you want, or all groovy. I left my sunglasses upstairs. Some pictures you see me with sunglasses on because I don't want you to think I'm Hollywooding you. It's only because I look at 200 to 250 flashes, and it's like looking into the sun. And I was thinking one day, I was like, I should probably protect my eyes. And so that's the only reason. And I'm not trying to be the dude that wears the glasses inside, Jack Nicholson type dude. It's just because I look right into the flash every single time. The incredibly far very back.
What's your favorite part of you ever played?
Todd Manana. You'll see that tomorrow. Yeah. Yes. Uh-huh.
What's your favorite line off Soul Eater?
Favorite line off Soul Eater? Actually, I'm looking for that book, the one right underneath your butt, if you don't mind moving for a second. Yes, ma'am.
What was it like playing Death Decay with someone with OCD?
Oh, Death Decay was a lot of fun. I want more Soul Eater. I feel like we didn't do enough, but we did like 52 episodes. I feel like, for some reason, I think it was because that was the first time we were like burning through shows. Like, because when we heard that we were getting 52 episodes, we're like, oh, we're going to work on this for like a year and a half. We did it for like 7 months. And like, we burned through it. I recorded the show that I've recorded the most, the longest, was Sergeant Frog. I recorded that show from 10 in the morning till 10 at night.
Whoa.
Like, think about that show. Think about how high energy that character is. I was taking naps in booth at night because I'm exhausted. 12 hours of recording. In LA, you don't record more than 4. And it's, I mean, that's it. 4 hours, boom, that's it. Yes, purple phone.
If you were to give advice to anyone who wants to start voice acting, what advice would you give?
Advice for voice actors. I would say, explore everything that's in the realm of voice acting, engineering, maybe writing scripts, all that kind of stuff, because you might discover that you might like doing something else within voice acting besides voice acting. A lot of people are like, no, when you're a voice actor, that's it. That's all I'm going to do. And then they're like, oh man, this is a lot harder than I thought. Because a lot of times I can imagine people think we roll out of bed, we're in our pajamas, and we go record, and we say some stuff, and then we're out of there. Those are the people that don't last long. We show up on time, we're awake, we're warmed up, we're ready to rock, we're focused. Actors have to be the most punctual people. A lot of times the people that show up late and stuff, well, I mean, that's because they've got $50-60 million sitting in the bank and they don't need anything from anybody. I mean, but everyone else has to be respectful and just as a human being respectful of people's time. So we show up on time when we work on the project. And so yeah, I would say explore everything within voice acting and see if it's really what you want to do. And if it is, if you're in my same vocal range, do something else. Yes, ma'am.
What sort of thinking warm-ups or research do you do on a character?
In the car, on the way to the studio, thank you so much for getting that. In the car on the way to the studio, oh, you brought them, thank you. Oh, thank you for doing that. Thank you. It's a long. I'll explain to you later why. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Okay, awesome. Hey, Chris. Sorry. Warm-ups. Yes. In the car, I have a playlist that I go through, and I sing to the songs. Because in college, we would do things like. Just to give you a little insight on. First of all, for those of you, let me just. I'm going to lead up to what you're talking about. When I was 18, so I'm 20 now. When I was 18, sorry, I'm 21. I can drink now. I can drink apple juice. And so when I was 18, I was not going to go to college. I was going to go to LA, and that was it. Boom. LA. I didn't care. I'd been dreaming about going to LA, working in LA. That's what I wanted to do. Well, my mom, who is an immigrant, she's first gen, and so she came from Vietnam. She had nothing, and she worked really hard to get where she is now. She's a doctor now, but she started off in a sweatshop, and she's working her way up. Now she's this really smart, awesome doctor. She told me, if you do that, you're on your own. You are on your own. But if you go to college, I'll take care of college. You study what you want. Just trust me. And I didn't get it. I was like, oh, Mom, I want to go to LA and work and da-da-da-da-da. When I got to college, I thought I knew everything. I thought I knew more than these people that are company members of the Royal Shakespeare Company and work at Utah Shakespeare Festival, which is world-renowned Shakespeare festival. I thought I knew more than these guys, and I quickly learned I didn't. So for those of you that are on the brink and you're thinking about not going to college or taking time off and then, maybe coming back to college later, I'm telling you, it's a really good move to go to college because you make lifelong friends there. Once you leave college, there's really no scenario where you're going to be in that type of environment again, where you can make mistakes and it's okay. When you get in the real world, when you make mistakes, you can't hit reset on your Nintendo. You deal with it. When you're in college, you can make mistakes, and people are there to help you get back on your feet. So go to college, and I'm telling you, if for anything, go to college for the meal plans. Oh my God, you can eat as much as you want. It's really cool. It's really cool to know that for the next 4 years of your life, you don't have to worry about anything but that moment and figuring out what you want to be and who you want to be in your life. And it makes me think back in high school, man, I wish I would have paid attention more. High school was free. My college education was $150,000 covered. But you know what I mean? That's not for everybody. I mean, 150 grand, that's a lot of time to sit there and waste some time. High school's free. That's where now see, I thought, because I wanted to be an actor, I focused on rehearsals and doing that, and when I got to college, I just focused on theater and filmmaking, stuff like that. But man, if I could do it again, I would take advantage of going to these college campuses and everything they offer you. So I say that because a lot of people are like, oh, boo, school. And then they're like, how do I become a voice actor? You learn. Well, where have I done that before? Learning. In college! So go to school. I'm so glad I did, because now when I moved to LA, I was much more equipped. And actually, because of my connections at school, the school I went to, I was able to have a helping hand in LA. I crashed on my buddy's couch, who I knew in college, while I was looking for an apartment. He let me stay there. Another buddy would drive me around, and I wouldn't be able to do that otherwise. So we did a lot of warm-ups in college, and one of the warm-ups was like, hello, all that kind of stuff. That's great, but I like warming up to songs. That's what I do. As far as research for roles, it depends on the role. It depends on how, honestly, if it's a lead role or not. If it's not a lead role, I really depend on the director to tell me what I need to know. If it's a lead role, I'll do some research and figure out what my character arc is so I know how to approach these episodes, basically. Last question.
Did you live in Cedar City, or was it just a visit over to see the people of the Shakespeare?
Oh, I would always hear about it from my professor, who is, do you go a lot?
I lived out there for a while.
So do you know the show?
Oh, yeah.
You know, oh my gosh, what was his name?
A makeup artist that lives over in Mesa now that used to do all the makeup for the Shakespearean Festival.
Do you know Michael Connolly?
It sounds familiar.
He is the man. He was my acting professor.
Yeah.
He's the dude that's been there for like 30 years, tearing it up, a bad A, in a good way. So yeah, it was really cool. Here's what I'm gonna do, guys. So, we are going to begin some autographs here in a second. What I wanna do is have some fun. I got a feeling. No. I'm gonna set up, we're gonna watch an episode for those of you that are here chilling. I'm gonna put on an episode of D. Gray Man.